do have to shift though to a little bit serious segment, right? Because this past week, unfortunately, Thailand got a devastating earthquake of 7.7, and that region.
Other countries were affected, like India, Laos, and China as well. So it was a pretty big one.
Yeah. So they're still finding fatalities of that, and that really hit, and again, first of all, before we get into the segment, Dorian Destination wants to send a lot of love to that region and everyone affected and all the lives that were lost and the families. So a lot of love from Dorian Destinations. We hope, you guys rebuild and rebuild stronger. But it did get us thinking, babe, that, when you're out and you're trying to pick a vacation spot, right? And you're trying to pick your perfect destination, it's hard because these are things that you can't avoid, right? Natural disasters.
You know what's funny? You were just saying something that it got us thinking. We live in a natural disaster location.
South Florida.
We get hit with hurricanes sometimes 3 times a year, whether they're direct or indirect and all sorts of stuff. So I guess, when you think of it as others rather than, I didn't even think of it. But that's the reason why going into the Caribbean and South Florida during hurricane season is always cheaper because of the weather being the way it is.
Yeah, which is more predictable. I mean, you can't really predict earthquakes but
exactly.
We did find a list thanks to the WorldAtlas.com article. We looked at these are the countries with the least natural disasters, and there's some that I don't know if I would travel to, but I mean, it's always good to know, right? So I think the first one is Qatar.
And I would travel there. So
I would travel to Qatar. I love Qatar.
But they're free of earthquakes, volcanoes, and flooding.
So that's informative. So Qatar, that's good. It's arid and flat, so that's But again, a lot of luxury lifestyle there. Malta, the Mediterranean island.
Yes. On my top 5.
Yes, and my top 10 now. Well, because of her. But yeah, it has very stable weather and it has very minimal tectonic activity. So in terms of earthquakes, that's probably a place, if you want to avoid earthquakes, that's probably a spot there. And it's a beautiful Mediterranean island.
So this is really cool because I would never have thought this and I did not know this information. So this is Barbados. And Barbados is in the Caribbean, but it's on the outside of the hurricane belt. So I actually am quite surprised. That was number 3.
Yeah, so no hurricanes in Barbados. Well, at least the odds are low.
They're very low, yeah.
Okay, so this is one I really don't, Saudi Arabia.
Because of its deserts.
Yeah, vast deserts. And it has, again, tectonic stability. So there's really not, any major threats of earthquakes there. But again, it's Saudi Arabia. And, I'm just not, not a fan of
deserts.
I think I do want to do a desert, but I don't know, like maybe Egypt.
Yeah.
All right.
But that's not on this list.
It's not.
No,
it's not.
And Grenada, which is also in the Caribbean, and it's also a location protects it from major hurricanes.
There you go. Right. So, what is it? Barbados and Grenada, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that's the next.
So those are the 2 Caribbean islands. Singapore
is, because of their infrastructure and its equatorial location, keeps it safe from earthquakes and typhoons.
Because and they get typhoons.
Yeah, so if you do want to travel in that part of the world during typhoon season, maybe Singapore is your spot to go. And I heard Singapore is just breathtaking.
I think we should go to 9 and I think we should go to 10 and 11. Monaco.
Yes.
Monaco is so tiny, so I'm sure it doesn't get affected by anything. So, pretty interesting. So the area that it faces has very few natural threats.
Yeah.
Tiny. It's so tiny.
And then San Marino.
But it's great for casinos.
Because we have to, we always have to give our shout out around anything that's surrounded Italy. San Marino surrounded by Italy, and this microstate enjoys a calm climate and low systemic activity.
Very cool.
Yeah, so very little earthquakes there, and you're close to Italy. What more can you want? I do want to
We're being a little biased.
We are, but I do want to do a little shout out though to United Arab Emirates. Because they have a beautiful tourism there in that region, and what's great is that they have desert climate, but it's It's flat terrain, and it's one of the least disaster-prone countries in the world. So there you go. There you have it, people.
You heard it directly from Dorian Destination.
You heard it directly
your
from
number one news source.
Your number one news source. So if you want to avoid hurricanes and earthquakes, come to us. We'll definitely help you out on that. I think that was very informative. I'm not gonna lie. I know you're mocking a news source, but we're getting there, people. We're getting there. We not only do we give you break myths about travel, we give you the best wines in the world. Right? Recommendations. And we're protecting you in your investment in traveling. I think that's phenomenal. You can't get that anywhere else.
No, you can't.
You can't.
But let me ask you, would you still go to those places even though they are high?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
I think after hearing the Dorian Destination episode 2, I think I definitely would go to those. And guess what? I would call Dorian Destinations to book my travel to these places. Again, river cruising, just to recap, river cruising is definitely a must. I think please call us, talk to us. We'll definitely give you a little bit more information.
Find the right river cruise for you and your family.
Exactly. If you want more information on New Zealand wines and all the great selections, go to winetux.com. That's my recommendation, or Wine Library.
He finds all these boutique places. Amazing.
And again, if you want to stay safe, there is research out there on the web, but if you want a friendly help, Shannon or Franco are here to help you find the best place and make sure that, your investment of travel with your family is secure. So,
well, thank you, everybody. Cheers.
Episode 2.
Let's
Cheers.
see if we get those fireworks.
Let's see. Oh my God, that would be so good to end it this way. Fireworks!
I don't know.
Fire! You gotta go.
Oh, no, did it again? Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Fail. All right. Love you guys. Subscribe, comment. Oh, also please comment if you want to talk about.
Oh, there's something you want to a topic that you want to talk about. Let's talk.
Why did you scream that? That was so weird.
Yeah, it's because I think it's important.
Yeah, but you got excited at the end of the podcast.
Oh, I should have been like that from the beginning.
Please. All right. Bye.